everybody to a video of Dead by Daylight. My name is Cubeproductions. With a different type of video. Instead of having gameplay, I'm actually doing a tier list on Score Merchants add-ons because of the fact that I've been saying I wanted to do one for a long time now, and I think today is the day where I'm going to be doing it. I also really want to show y'all my thought process as to why I picked these add-ons in this certain order, from worst add-on to best add-on. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video so I can show you which add-ons are good and which add-ons are not really worth using, or if you're going to use them in a certain type of way. Also as to why I think they're pretty good. Of course, everyone's going to have a different opinion in mind, and some add-ons might be really useful for one person, but not for me. Okay, the first add-on I want to put is Prototype Rotor. This is a actually very rare add-on for Score Merchant, but I do not use it at all, and I think it is her worst add-on. What this add-on does, if a survivor triggers a drone that's in standby mode's activation, then you get a 5% haste bonus effect automatically that lasts forever. The difference is it doesn't stack with itself, and also if you hit the survivor, it goes away, which is really bad. So the reason why I don't like this add-on is because first, it's really hard to use because the survivor has to activate it, and most survivors do run into drones sometimes that are deactivated, but it doesn't happen a lot. And the fact that you lose the buff after you hit the survivor, while there's other add-ons and other perks in the game that can give you a haste buff that does not go away even if you hit a survivor. It's just a lot bad going on right now with this add-on that it really is not worth using, and the fact that it's really situational also makes it extremely hard to use as well. That is the reason why I put it at the bottom of the list. It's not that the add-on is completely worthless, it's just the fact that it's extremely hard to use and really unpractical when it comes to Score Merchant gameplay. You want to activate drones, not make drones be unactivatable. Second add-on I have is actually a brown add-on, but it is an add-on called Adi Valiente number 1. What the add-on does is very simple. If a survivor is inside of a drone radius, that drone will make it so that way the survivor has 20% smaller skill checks, and this lasts for 15 seconds after they leave, and it lasts forever as long as in the drone radius. The reason why this add-on is bad, and the reason why I put it in C tier, is because of the fact that it's not like bad, it's just there's another add-on that is this add-on but 4 billion times better, and that's the reason why I put it in C. But then I realized I want to try and make these tiers make sense. D tier is add-ons that are really just not useful, add-ons that you probably will never bring into a game unless you have either a build that you really think is going to work in, or are just honestly not usable. Like, it's not usable. It's not that this add-on is not usable, it just is another add-on that's the exact same thing but better. Like, literally better in every single way, so there's no point in using it. That's the reason why I put it in D tier. But let's get the C tier now, because there's no more D tier perks in my opinion. We have this perk, this add-on. This add-on you've never seen me use before in my videos before. It's called Powdered Blast. All this add-on does is basically, if a survivor has a claw trap on them, and then you hit them, that claw trap will, it's weird. If a survivor has a claw trap on them and they're not injured, then you hit them, they become hemorrhaged and have mangled until they're fully healed again. This add-on is not good, but the reason why I don't put it in D tier is because it actually has a practical use, meaning you can make them mangled. Mangled is a really strong healing debuff that is actually pretty good. It's just the fact that a lot of killers have the ability to make a survivor mangled or hemorrhaged, but the reason why it's not that good on Score Merchant is because the way she does it is kind of weird. And also, you can just use Sloppy Butcher if you really want to deal with it. It also is bad because if the survivor has a claw trap on them but they were already injured, it doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, if they weren't injured and then you hit them, then it does something. That's why it's kind of bad, and I almost want to put it in D tier, but the reason why I don't is because it has actual practical use. So, and you would use this in a game if you really were trying to slow down the game with healing. That's the reason why I put it in C tier. But again, an add-on you probably would never really using very often unless you were doing an anti-heal build. The next add-on is an add-on called Ultrasonic Trap Speaker. What the add-on does, it increases the unattackable status effect by your drones by 50%. All it really does is basically, it takes less time for you to become unattackable. But it already takes like no time to become unattackable anyways, so there's no point in using this add-on very often. Unless you want to enter your drone radius and be unattackable almost instantly. But it's already almost instantly. It takes like a second and a half and you become unattackable. So it's not that bad, honestly. So that's the reason why I don't put it that high. Not that the add-on's bad or anything, it's just kind of eh. If the add-on said the second you enter, you become unattackable, then I will put it like in B or A tier. But it's the fact that it still takes some time, it's not really worth using. This yellow add-on, however, is called Supercharge. All it does is Cloud Traps have a 12% longer battery life. The reason why this add-on is not good is not because it sucks. If you want to make Cloud Traps last longer, be my guess, it's good. And I thought about using this add-on before actually. But the reason why I don't use it is because Cloud Traps are kind of meant on purpose to not last that long on survivors. If the longer a Cloud Trap lasts for, well then the longer you have to wait until you can use your drone again. So because of that reason, it's not really worth using. The only reason why I would use this add-on is because of the fact that I wanted to make sure all survivors I chased were vaulting pallets. I mean, all the survivors I was chasing would vault pallets, and the pallet they would vault would break. That's the only reason why I would use this add-on. Other than that, I would never use the add-on, and that's the reason why it's really low on the list. The next add-on we're going to put on the list is another add-on that's yellow. It's called Adaptive Lighting. All the add-on does is it increases how long you're untouchable by 50%. I do not think this add-on is bad at all, actually. The reason why I put it so low is because of the fact that there's not really a point in increasing your untouchable, because there's perks that can make you untouchable. The untouchable side effects already last a long time, and if you want to be untouchable for a long time, all you have to do is just sit in your drone radius and you're automatically going to be untouchable. That's the reason why it's kind of low. It's also because of the fact that the effect it lasts for isn't really that long. If it lasted longer, then yes, I'll put it higher. But because it doesn't even last that long, it's just not really worth running. That's all it really is. But it's not bad. It just, kinda, basically. That's how C tier works. C tier is like, perks. And that's all it really is. Okay, then I'll move on to B tier. We have a add-on called Vital Targeting Processor. All this add-on does is very simple. Any survivor that doesn't set up your drone radius becomes exposed faster. It is all it really does. They target the person 10% faster, and if you become exposed faster, it's pretty good. But the reason why I put it in B tier is because it already kind of exposes them pretty fast, and 10% is not that much faster, so it's like, okay, if it was 20%, oh yeah, B tier. I mean A tier. But like, it's the fact that not really that long anyway, and sometimes survivors like to just stay in the drone radius and not be exposed. Like, even if they're already injured, so they stay injured and don't care about a exposed aspect. So because of that reason, it's gonna be in B tier, but it's really good. That's why B tier is here. B tier is basically add-ons that are really good or have a actual really good use that you actually want to try and use all the time in your builds. The next one is actually another one that's yellow. This is an interesting add-on. I do not use it very often, but it is good. It is called Stereo Remote Mic. All it does is make it so that way the unhackable the part where drones become unhackable lasts longer. Unhackable is the part, I believe, where drones end up staying really high in the air and they can't be touched by survivors. That's unhackable. It lasts 10 seconds longer. It's a really good add-on because basically it's an add-on that does the opposite thing but work well together. So because of that reason, it is really useful. Basically, you put a drone down and then 10% longer it can't be touched, and that's really good. Especially for builds where you're trying to protect gens, or for builds where you want to basically protect a totem. It's really useful so that the survivors cannot actually change that or get rid of the drone. And then another add-on that we'll talk about right next to it is actually another one. The name of that add-on is Low Power Mode. All it does is increase the duration of how long drones stay active for. It pairs really well with the other add-on we just talked about, where basically a drone just is unhackable longer and the drone lasts longer. So unhackable is when it can't be touched, and what's it called? Activated is the one where it stays active longer. They both do similar things. They're both really good. I prefer to use, if I was going to use it, I would probably use the unhackable one more often, even though I did put the activate drone one in front first. But I do believe that the unhackable one is a little bit better, because basically you're going to use your radar to activate a drone from far away and then they can't touch it, which is really good. This is an add-on I forgot. I meant to put this in C tier, but I completely forgot to do it. This add-on is called High Power Floodlight. All it does is survivors that enter the drone radius become blind. It's not bad at all, actually. It's just very niche. You don't really need to use it. That's why at the top of C, it probably is the best one actually in C. It's not bad at all. It's just kind of like blindness isn't really one of those add-ons. I mean, one of those effects that's really that useful. Also, there's other add-ons that do similar things with the drone radius that's better. So if you're gonna use add-on, I recommend using a strong add-on and then using this one. That's the only reason why. But again, it's not bad at all. It's just kind of niche. That's all it really is. Then we have an actual really cool add-on that I think is surprisingly pretty good, called Infrared Upgrade. What this add-on does is when a cloud trap is removed from a survivor, that survivor's aura is revealed to you for 4 seconds. A really good add-on. There's not much to really say about it. It's very simple. I use add-on in a few of my videos. It's not bad at all. It's really good because sometimes a cloud trap is removed in the weirdest possible way, or a survivor is nowhere near you and the cloud trap's removed and you don't know what the survivor is because, oh wait, the cloud trap just got removed and you had to figure out where they are. But the fact that it basically lets you be able to know where someone is across the map without even using your radar is really, really good. That is the reason why I put it so high in B tier, and I believe it's actually the last add-on in B tier at the moment, because all these add-ons in B tier are just add-on. I know there's one more add-on I'm gonna put in B tier actually, because the add-on is not bad at all, but at the same time it's basically not amazing, or in my opinion it takes a lot of skill to use it. That's the reason I put it in add-on. I mean, I put it in B, I put it in add-on. A and S tier are add-ons that just do their thing. They're just that good. Like, there's not really effort to it. It's like, okay, I did this thing, I did it, and I'm good. B tier is like, okay, perks, I mean, add-ons that are pretty useful, but at the same time, you're gonna use them more and more often. This add-on is called, one second, Shotgun Speakers. What this add-on does, I'm gonna put it in A tier by the way, it's not B tier. This is definitely an A tier add-on. What this add-on does is any survivor who's inside of your drone radius will have no skill check warning. And it persists at 15 seconds after they leave the radius, which is really good. This add-on is stupid. Literally, any survivor that's working on a generator will automatically just have no skill check warning, and that is extremely strong, because basically it does what the brown add-on is that's in D tier right now, but again does it 4,000 times better. There is no reason to ever use the brown add-on when you can use the yellow one, and the yellow one is just so good at what it does. It's amazing. Then we have, of course, the last one we're going to put in B tier, which is unpublished manuscript. What this add-on does is basically you activate a drone from far away, and that drone automatically has a 32 military radius. Doesn't even have to be far away. As long as you activate a drone with your radar, it will automatically have a 32 military radius attached to it, which is really, really useful because you can basically use it in certain builds and use terror radius perks from across the entire map in 2 different spots at the same time, which is extremely useful. And I did it in one of my previous videos, so that's why it's really, really good. You know it's really strong. Then we have another iridescent add-on. This one is a little bit better in my opinion, called Expired Batteries. This add-on is very simple. At the start of the game, every survivor has a cloud trap attached to them, but these cloud traps only last 40 seconds less time than usual. This used to be actually a purple add-on when Square Merchant first came out, but they changed it. This add-on is so good because basically what it does is, like I said, is just you see where everyone is. The only reason why this add-on is not really like top tier, like S tier, is because of the fact that there's 2 problems with it. The first problem is it only does one thing at the start of the game, and then the add-on is useless. That's the first problem with it. And the second problem is the perk in the game called Lethal Pursuer. That's why it's not S tier. S tier, Lethal Pursuer does the same thing this perk does, except this perk beats distortion. I mean, this add-on does beat distortion, and also this add-on basically lets you be able to see the height and the movement they're going, and it definitely lasts more than just 11 seconds. I believe it lasts like 20 seconds plus, so it's really good. It's basically a better and worse version of Lethal Pursuer. That is the reason why this add-on is so good, and the reason why I put it in A tier. Some people probably put this one a little lower, because honestly it only does one thing, but I think it's pretty good, and I have used it in a few of my builds. I haven't used it recently, because Brown Noise Generator is just godlike, and I don't need this perk add-on. Speaking of a godlike add-on, this is a brown add-on called High Current Upgrade. Very simple. You literally make it so that way you can activate drones 10% faster from far away. It's all it does. This add-on is definitely A tier. The reason why this add-on is A tier is you're probably wondering, there's an add-on right now I'm touching right now. This one makes them unhackable. This one makes them, what's it called? One of them makes them unhackable and one of them makes them last longer. But why am I using the brown one? And why do I think the brown one is better? It's because the brown one makes it so that way you can activate drones faster from anywhere on the map instantly. It's just so good. You just press one button, and the drone activates, and then it comes back really fast. Yes, technically, you can activate a drone, making the activation timer last longer, or the unhackable time lasts longer is really good too. But it's just the fact that you can out of it any drone you want whenever you want faster. It's just so good. That's the reason why I put it in A tier. It basically is the B tier, but it's used more often, and the fact that it's a brown and does that is just amazing. It's so good. And also it really helps when you use unpublished manuscript because unpublished manuscript makes it take longer. So using the brown add-on makes it take less time. We also have a green add-on. This is an add-on that I've been using a lot in my videos. At first, I would have put this add-on in B tier because I didn't think it was that good. But now that everyone's using Made for this, and everyone's using exhaustion perks, and everyone did use exhaustion perks, Loose Screw is amazing. All this add-on does, if a survivor enters the drone radius, they become exhausted for forever, literally. Then once they leave the radius, they become exhausted for, I believe, it's 3 more seconds longer, or is it 5 more seconds longer? I could be wrong. After they leave the drone radius, it is 3 seconds of exhaustion still. This add-on is extremely useful because if you put if you put a drone near a generator, then anyone on that generator will automatically be exhausted because of this add-on. If you put a drone in a chase and anyone has Made for this, it will make them exhausted, and then Made for this will deactivate because they're exhausted and they no longer move 3% faster while they're injured. If you use add-on when they're inside, when they're trying to clean a totem, it will make them exhausted while they're touching the totem. As a result, it will automatically make it easier for you to chase them. They won't have a sprint burst to be able to run away once they see you. It is extremely good, but I don't think it's the top best perks. Add-ons for Skill Merchant. We have 4 add-ons left. Let's see which one you think is the best one. So first, we're gonna put Advanced Movement Prediction. This add-on makes it that way if a survivor enters a drone radius that you can see the aura of the survivor for 6 seconds. Very simple perk. Very simple add-on. Nothing was special to it. It does what it does, and that's it. The reason why it's add-on A tier is because it's good to always see a survivor's aura. And it kind of completely beats Distortion because Distortion has 3 tokens, and this activates every single time they enter a drone radius, so it will delete those tokens. Distortion really does not make it, Distortion does not really beat this add-on. Not to mention, if a survivor enters a drone radius, you can literally just press your radar, and even if the survivor doesn't have a cloud trap on them, you can literally see exactly where the survivor is, the floor and everything, by just touching the radar, because they're technically in the drone radius, so it will locate on the radar for you. So either way, even if they have Distortion, you can still see exactly where they are, and that's why this add-on is so good. It's just good at targeting and making sure you know where survivors are. We have another really good, very rare add-on that is called Randomized Strobes. What the add-on does, if a survivor enters drone radius, they become hindered by 5% for 3 seconds. It is extremely simple. They move 5% slower. The reason why this add-on is extremely good is because even though moving 5% slower is not that big of a deal, you have to realize that not only are they moving 5% slower, if you're also in the drone radius, you're moving 3% faster. So basically, they're moving 8% slower. And you also have to realize that if a survivor across the map has a cloud trap on them, then that survivor is making you move 3% faster. Then if you enter your drone radius, you're moving 3% faster. Then if a survivor leaves is inside the drone radius, they're moving 5% slower. So the numbers add up and they keep adding up, and basically you're moving faster and they're moving slower, and you're chasing them and you're winning. It is extremely good in chases, really good anti-loop add-on. It is extremely useful, and that is the reason why I put it so high, and actually I put it above the ability to see auras. The last add-on we're gonna put in A tier is it Round Noise Generator, or is it gonna be Geographical Readout? It's going to be Geographical Readout. What this add-on does, it does too much. That's why it's in A tier. I almost put it in S tier, but I feel like S tier is an add-on that you just always should use. Even though honestly you should always use Geographical Readout too. That's why it's the top of A, but it's just a godlike add-on. What this add-on does, if you enter your drone radius at any time, you gain a 2% haste boost. That does stack with other boosts, by the way. And doesn't stack with itself, but it stacks with other things. Then also what you get a 15% action boost to breaking pallets, breaking walls, vaulting windows, kicking generators, and I believe that's it. As a result, you basically are doing everything faster and moving faster while also chasing survivors. So basically, the randomized strobes makes survivors move 5% slower. Meanwhile, this one makes you move 2% faster, and then also, not to mention, it stacks with the 3% boost that survivors give you when they're inside the drone radius, and it stacks with the buff that survivors give you when they have a cloud trap on them. So basically, you're moving extremely fast and do everything faster. It's actually really strong and arguably S tier, but I'm gonna put it in A tier because the only add-on that I believe deserves to be in S tier is, of course, going to be the best add-on that Score Merchant has, in my opinion, and that is going to be Brown Noise Generator. Brown Noise Generator is easily S tier. This add-on is insane, even though it only does one thing, but the reason why it does it so well, that's the reason why I put it in S tier. What this add-on does, if a survivor enters the drone radius, they become oblivious. It's that simple. If they leave the drone radius, they become oblivious still for 15 seconds. This add-on is amazing. The best add-on she has. The reason why this add-on is so good is because the way I play, at least, the reason why it's so good is because basically, if I put a drone anywhere, and a survivor enters the drone radius and stays in the drone, they're gonna slowly be exposed. Sometimes survivors like to do generators, even though I have a drone on them. And the add-on will make it so that way they're oblivious, and as a result, because they're oblivious, they're going to get exposed, and they don't know where I'm coming from because they can't hear my heartbeat. And as long as they can't see me, I can surprise any survivor at any point and kill them. If they're on a totem, they'll be oblivious. They can't see where I'm coming. They don't know where I'm coming from. You're probably wondering, why don't you just use, add-ons that make it so you can stay longer untouchable? No. Because why would I be unattendable for 1 extra second when I can make the survivors oblivious for 15 seconds? It's just so good at doing what it does, and it makes it really, really good for literally stopping any basically situation. It's amazing, and that's the reason why I put Brown Noise Generator at the top of the tier list. I'm thinking about rearranging this tier list, but I think it's pretty good right now. If you have any suggestions on where you think that other perks should be, other add-ons should be in different spots, then please let me know. I believe that everything is good the way it is. The only thing I might move is maybe high current upgrade, the brown add-on that I have in A tier. You could move it to B, because technically it does do a similar thing to what the 2 yellow add-ons in B do, but I would keep it. I think it's just the best one. Like, you use it the most. I feel like you would rather. It's A tier add-ons are add-ons you use a lot or are really good. The first 3 add-ons you use a lot. Actually, the first 4 add-ons you use a lot. Actually, but then the brown one you use a lot too. That's why I put it on there. Or at least you should use it a lot because it's really, really useful. Then of course we have the yellow add-on that no one really uses that much, but they should use it if they want to. The yellow add-on in combination with Brown Noise Generator is just so good. Another reason why Brown Noise Generator, by the way, is so good is because Brown Noise Generator combos with basically every single add-on she has. It is godlike. The only add-on I would never use with Brown Noise Generator is probably maybe unpublished manuscript. Other than that, honestly, you should always use Brown Noise Generator in a combo as well with every other add-on you have. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's a different type of video than what I usually do. And I'm sorry it was really, really long, but I want to explain to y'all my thought process as to why I say these add-ons are in this order. Of course, you can change the tiers and the orders. You can tell me in the comments, honestly, what you really think, if you agree with me or not. Some people won't, some people will. It's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having an opinion, but I'll show y'all more Dead by Daylight videos of Score Merchant in the next videos. And have a nice day. Also, I'll probably be doing, of course, a video with, different perks with Score Merchant, what I think is really good, but I'm not going to make that video at least anytime soon because I have not used every single perk, so I do not know exactly what is the best and what's not the best. But, of course, I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.